Oh, y'all hang on. I got to test my blah blah horn.
Blah 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 blah.
I don't like those. How about
Blah to the blah to the blah blah blah.
that's pretty good. Okay. That sounds like something from the hobby shop. Finish my artwork back here. And we're live. Hadn't quite got my camera set up right, looks like. But we're live and we're ready to rock. I saw Michael Mullins was the first one to come in. You get my email, Michael? We bumped into each other on Ken's show last night. That's Ken Peavy. I see Ken there. Greetings, Professor. Dave Carlisle, Roadrunner, Lincoln, Ray's Penny Farm. And who else we got in here? We got a pretty good crowd in here. There's Chef Capone Jr. Dave Carlisle again. Today's this is a terrible time to stream. It's right in the middle of a Saturday, and everybody's doing what Hoogie usually does, and that's go around and do all their chores and their errands and their family events and all that kind of stuff. But I've been hopping so much doing that. I'm actually kind of wearing myself out here. I was doing it yesterday. Had a nice long steam bath doing insulation work. If you ever done insulation work in the southeast, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a good way to work out those impurities you might pick up from eating bacon and whatever. But I'm glad y'all came to join me. Grab you a glass of cranberry juice or your favorite beverage, and because cranberry juice is good for urinary tract health. We'll touch on that again later. But got a good show today. We're going to talk about buffalo nickels. My first love is the Morgan dollar. Everybody knows that. And Mrs. Hoogie, she loves the peace dollars. But here lately, I've been learning about the buffalo nickel, and it's just there's SJ. Greetings. We appreciate that, SJ. Buffalo nickel and coin junkie. Hey law. It's a truly American coin. It's got the American bison on it. Only reason, one of the main reasons is it's the only place you can find the bison is really in the United States, part of Canada. But the Great Plains is where the buffalo's from. And back in the day, during the Roosevelt, that is Teddy Roosevelt, he decided let's beautify our coins, and they after a long process that I'm going to talk about on another show, probably during the coin seminar weekend, we came up with what we know now as the buffalo nickel. It should be called the bison nickel, but that would be kind of weird. We call it the buffalo nickel. Take a look at this. The three-legged buffalo. Hello, Lemonhead. The three-legged buffalo nickel. Much celebrated, much sought after, even by those who are not coin collectors. Many people know about this three-legged buffalo nickel. And many of you know it's three-legged because one of the legs on the front legs was filed away. It had the dies had clashed, and we know what clashing is, right? Clashing is when the anvil die gets hit by the striker die, probably the obverse up here, and they hit together, and there's no piece of metal planchet in between, and it marks the dies. Well, when they get a mark on them, sometimes they'll polish them off. In this case, they used what they called an emery file. Emery file is about like sort of like a really hard fingernail file. So somebody at the mint, I'm going to switch over here so I'm not. Somebody at the mint, I think his name was Mr. Young, discovered this clash, and the clash on the buffalo nickel is common. It usually shows up right there at the EPU, and it's not showing good on this coin. Let's go up high. Let's do it this way. My crazy scope. It doesn't show that well. There's a kind of a, right there under where it says pluribus, there's almost a right angle of metal that doesn't belong there. And in real life it shows better than it does here on this camera. That is nothing in the world but the underneath of the Indian's chin, where his chin and neck meet, and makes that angle. Well, when they clash, it makes that angle show up right there by the E pluribus unum. Okay, now let's go back downstairs with our real coin. This is a certified coin, and special thanks to Miss Linda for loaning this to me. If you're watching, Miss Linda, and because this coin is not mine, these others are mine. This coin here costs a lot of money for a certified three-legged buffalo. Now you can see. Let me grab my little toothpick. I don't see it. I'll use this. Okay, there's different things to look for. Okay, on the reverse, we check out the buffalo's beard. We see the beard has got like a fork shape in it, and one piece of beard toward the back part is longer than the front part, and it's noticeably so. Now there are other buffalo nickels that show that feature, but on all of these three-legged buffalo, the beard is divided like that, and one piece is longer. Of course, the leg, the frontmost leg is obliterated, but the hoof is not. Okay, always has the hoof there for the real ones. Then another thing for us to look at is the field right here. It has like a bunch of flow marks. Now this is a very fine 30, so some of the flow marks are worn away. We'll look at that in a minute. We can see some of that stuff. But right here under the buffalo's head, or face rather, there's a bunch of where the metal has moved around. The die is kind of worn out, and it has noticeable lines and marks. Also up here now, so there's flow lines over there, and there's notable flow, shall we say, flow lines here coming from the buffalo equipment coming down underneath the buffalo. You can see this like lumps of metal there. It looks kind of like he's, I don't know, like he's been drinking his cranberry juice, I guess, but since it's very good for urinary tract health. But this right here is very difficult for the counterfeiters to replicate, because usually the counterfeit coins, they'll take a 37D coin and then they'll just file away the leg and try to doctor it up. But they cannot add these metal lumps here underneath the bison. Let's see who all's in here. There's Joe Durbin. How you doing? Blended Whiskey. Wish me luck. Metal Detecting. Roadrunner. We got a good crowd in here in the middle of the day on a Saturday. So while we're sitting here in complete repose, Mrs. Hoogie is slaving away in the backyard. I, for one, am enthused. Now, so that's the reverse. We also want to see here at the back leg, the very back leg needs to be kind of faint. The details of the back leg have also been subjected to that file that the man used at the Denver Mint that day. So the hoof is still there. The rear leg is faint. The flow lines are present. The other flow line is present. It's kind of a line anyway. And last but not least, the EPU does not touch the buffalo's body. It's a little bit hard to see on this specimen. Maybe we'll crank it upstairs real quickly and take a look at that. There we go. You can see the P and the U do not touch the buffalo. Part of the P is actually even eroded away by the file. Remember, that's where the major clash part shows up first. It's right up there around that pluribus unum area. So there we have that. Now let's go back to here. That's the reverse. You can go to eBay right now and you can see fake coins just like that. But you also need to check the obverse. I had a coin there on my title screen. Now the music is going to come on. This coin looks like it is. Let's see if I can take that music down some. Coin looks like it's been tampered with on the fields at the bottom, but it does have the space at the EPU. It has a little bit of a back leg missing. The beard looks about right on the animal, but on the other side would be what I would like to see. Given that it does have maybe 1, 2 of the die markers, the other side would be worth a look. Now I'm gonna push my music back up. That's my brother on the phone. And let's go back to here. We can look at some a real one here. This is a genuine. Let's move the obverse up for you. This is the obverse of a real, genuine, that is, 3-legged buffalo nickel. Look at the Indian's neck, right below his hairline, back there where Hoogie gets kind of scruffy when he needs a haircut. The back of the Indian's neck, up by his hair, you'll see a bunch of little, like a moth has been eating on him or something, or he's got an eczema breakout or something going on. That is normal, and that comes from rust on the die. So that is another way to check to see if the coin is legit. Just check the obverse for this little patch of they're kind of like dimples up close, but I've heard it described as moth-eaten, and that's a pretty good description. If you ever see anything that's been eaten by moths, it's kind of like that. Take a look here at our uncirculated coin again on the left. This one, you can see some of those flow lines on out by the bison head. You can see the other flow line underneath, and you can see the pluribus and the unum do not touch the animal's back, and his back leg is eroded away. It looks like about half of the detail is gone there. This is a nice uncirculated sample or specimen. And so we can look for those. We can look for the marks on the obverse. Over here we have a circulated legitimate one. I'll move him up so you can see. This coin is missing some of the detail, but you can still see the flow lines at the under the head. You can still see remnants of the other flow line underneath the bison. You can still see space at pluribus and unum. You can see that half of his back leg is eroded away. And that obverse we saw is from this same coin. And so we know that all the die marks check out for this coin here. And yeah, it's genuine, although it's got a little wear on it. Now, I'm not real good at grading the buffaloes just yet, but it's a mid-grade. You know, some of you, I'm sure, can handle this very easily. Hello, Vern LaPointe. Good to see you. Let's take a look. Take a little break here from all this learning and go to the section that I call the show about almost nothing. Thank you, house band. You can see here on the sign behind me, the word is exert. Say exert. What is an exert? Well, when the coin was first made, the buffalo nickel was first made, many of you know the buffalo was standing on a hill of sorts. And we'll have to go back downstairs to see it. Let's go over to the USB scope. So he's standing on this hill, and it was a great design. It is, to me, it is the better design. Usually the first design is the better design because it's the one the artist came up with. This is a Type 1 1913. It's got the buffalo standing on a little mound that looks right at home with the other elements of the coin, and it said 5 cents right there on the mound. Well, 5 cents eroded away real quick once that thing got circulated, and so after just a very short while, well, they made a bunch of coins that way, but it wasn't very long that they changed the design. Here's a one with the flat. It's like a flat plane that the buffalo is standing on, and 5 cents. The font is changed a little bit to last longer. Well, they call that the exert. That area where it says 5 cents and D, that's the exert. Okay. Now there's a word you don't hear every day. So like I say, it's almost nothing, but exert is a handy word to know if you're ever stuck in one of those weird like wine and cheese crowd, or the Brie and Chablis crowd, like at a museum gala grand opening or something, and you want to get away from them, or at least enjoy the last little bit of shrimp that's down by the tail of the really big shrimp prong, and you don't want to look nasty while you do it. So you say, and it's good if you use a British accent. You say, but because exert applies also to artwork, to sculpture and things. You say, oh, the exert, it just feels like part of the form. And when they look away to see what you're talking about, you can lay into that shrimp and just get all that good stuff out of there. Or you can just hang out over by the beer table with Hoogie. But exert can be a handy word to know. In case you didn't quite get it, exert goes right here. This bottom part where it says 5 cents in D. It's a little space underneath the primary element. So there we have that. Be on the some of these came from, there they are. Some of these came straight off of eBay. This one, I think this one on the left, the kind of silvery looking coin, came off of eBay last night. You can see them just about every day. Let's take a look at that one. All right, right off. What's wrong with the coin? Somebody tell me. Ken Peavy says pancakes, bacon, and 2 fried exergies, or for 2 fried 2 fried exergs. Yeah, don't over exerg yourself while you dream up puns on Hoogie's stream. No raised metal under the belly. Yeah, that one is true. What else is wrong with it? Strong back leg. Yep, it's pretty strong. It is partially eroded, but it is a little stronger than I would like to see. Lemonhead says no flow, talking about the urine flow area. It is definitely not showing that. To me, the easiest thing to see, metal flow lines are not a match. That's correct. Hoof, thank you, Lemonhead Penny. The hoof is gone. Hoof shouldn't be gone. The leg should be gone, you know. On Seinfeld, they talk about having hand. Well, he had hoof, you know, but his leg was gone. The hoof is gone here. The hoof ain't supposed to be gone. The hoof's supposed to be there. They should call it the 3-legged, 4-hoofed buffalo nickel, really. But that's probably kind of long. But, yeah, this one's got no hoof. It's got no flow lines. It's got a pretty strong strike on the back leg. The beard, looks like he's tampered with the beard to make it pretty close to accurate. The back tail piece of that beard is longer than the front tail. But, yeah, definitely a fake. Let's put that one away. Like I said, it goes up here. Came right off of eBay, and if there was any doubt about that, let's see, let's get him up on the front. I wish I could do this like Charlie does. No. Fake number. Fake number. Fake obverse. Wrong fake obverse. Fake 2 obverse. There it is. Okay. Hey law. Hey law. Look at this. They've put some marks on the Indian's neck, but they're not correct. They've tried to add some little dimple marks there, but that's not what the moth-eaten neck that we're expecting to see on this coin. So that one is fake, and it's not my style to tattle on people, but that one is on eBay right now. Here's another one that's fake. Let's see, get the obverse where you can see. Well. Fake obverse. Look at the Indian's neck. He has a nice smooth neck. Looks like he even had a haircut there. Unlike myself. Look at this. Let's go to like this. What's wrong with this reverse? Somebody tell me. Mike Badger has joined us. The winner of the last. Well, he got the second runner-up prize in the last giveaway. What's wrong with this here coin? And I'll spare you the guitar music this time as we wait for him to come in. There's about a 20-second lag between the chat, what you write in chat, and the time I see it. Well, or really the time you hear me, and the time I see your chat. Gare has joined us. So what's wrong with this penny here? Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Good. Lemonhead says flow. Flow lines are obviously missing. The fields on this are they're pretty smooth. They're almost unnaturally smooth. This would be a potentially counterfeit coin here. No, it's not a penny. It looks kind of copper. Some of the buffalo nickels do have that kind of goldish tone to them. Back leg is too strong. Back leg is definitely too strong. Mike Badger says, howdy, Hoogie. And she is great, Hoogie. Thank you, brother. All right. Talking about the coin that he received. He's one of those lucky fellows that got an uncirculated lady from New Orleans. So, what could be more fun? Just about everything's wrong with this coin. Well, yeah, it is stretched. The image that I got was stretched because they took it at an angle to probably hide, whatever's wrong with the coin. The missing leg doesn't look right. The flow lines are missing. The other flow line underneath is missing. Looks like pluribus is touching the animal's back. Looks like unum is touching the animal's back. Those are both wrong. His beard, those two little forks in his beard are awfully close to the same length. The one in the back should be noticeably longer. Yes, the EPU, like I say, is touching. So most of the die markers that we're looking for on this coin are not here. This is a fake. And it's not only that, but it's kind of a weird color. And we can check, just for fun, we can look at the obverse, and we do not see that moth-eaten patch on the Indian's neck right there. So there's a couple of pretty obvious fakes. So I'll sit up now. So when you see these things, they cost a lot of money. They start at, I don't know, $500 or $600. And uncirculated ones can be more money than any of us are ever going to spend on a coin. They go into over $100,000, some of them. So you got to know what you're looking at. These I wouldn't recommend buying a raw three-legged buffalo under any circumstances, unless you got it for a very good price and you knew for sure that those die markers all match up. You remember the leg and the hoof have to be right. The front leg is supposed to be obliterated, and the hoof. The rear leg has to be really faint. The beard has to be forked with one long piece of beard sticking out at the back. The pluribus and unum not touching the back of the bison. The flow lines at the head and underneath the bison should look like he's kind of peeing some metal out there. But then again, maybe he's not drinking his cranberry juice if he's peeing metal. But and on the obverse, of course, the Indian's neck right there should have some little dimply marks. So there you go. J.C. Will says neither one is as good as mine. You have a three-legged buffalo, J.C. I hear last night you have a lot of really nice coins. So that's what we got for today, folks. Our motto here at the Hobby Shop is you're guaranteed to learn something or double your money back. So hope that holds true for you today, and we appreciate you guys taking time out of your Saturday to join us here. I'm Scott, and this here has been the Hobby Shop. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta blow my nose again. Yeah, I get to talking. Oh, that's much better. See? There's my cranberry juice. And by the way, you might want to remember that word up there, exert. And be sure to say the g when you say exert. shirt. Street folks. They look like crap. Well, I did it. Did you hear it? I think we had other problems. It was good new people. Evie was there, Lincoln.
Your dad brought the trailer back at 10 after 12.
Then after,
Barreling in, loud as can be, the dog. And I went out there and cut him off at the path. That's what we
Is this guy's done now?
Yeah.
Did he put the trailer all the way back in there?
No.
That's okay.
No, in fact, he pulled it around.
Just
We're
left
going
it.
to have to move the truck.
Just left it a little bit. Okay.
And he was sweating.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was miserable. And I said, so did y'all get it all in? He said, they only lived one night.
Because I wasn't there. It wasn't my stuff about it.
You can't.
I can't do everything for it.
You gotta have that off.
I really can't. I don't want to be taking advantage of it.